So Charlie asked the question, are movies flopping or why is every movie flopping? And he came up with the idea to contemplate almost running a bath, as he said, that either the movies are getting worse or people are just not interested. So before I address what he was saying, there's only two ways to make money as a business or as a person, really. You either sell what people want to buy or you do what people can't do or won't do themselves. So if you have a job, it's because the person who owns the company can't do every job and maybe they don't even want to, so they hire you to do it. If a company sells widgets, the only way they stay in business is by selling the widgets that people want to buy. Movies are no different. Movies are an entertainment product. Sport is an entertainment product. A concert is an entertainment product. Music discs and things like that, they're all entertainment products. If people don't want to buy them, then the concert is doomed. The movie is doomed. The record sales tank. Everything is doomed if no one wants to buy your entertainment product. So, why is every movie flopping? The flippant answer is because nobody wants to buy the product. That's it. The deeper answer is that the movies are escapism. People don't go to the movies unless they're going to see Sound of Freedom. If they're going to see Sound of Freedom, they don't want escapism if they're seeing Sound of Freedom. But if they're going to see something that's not a deep, harder look at a very serious topic, then they do want escapism. They want to have fun. So when you have a movie like Barbie, it looks okay from a fun point of view. Just leave it at that. But then the virtue signaling starts. Oh, it's a feminist movie. Oh, it's this. And then at that point, the person that was just looking for fun, they just go, I'm going to get preached to. That's not escapism for me. And I'm out. Indiana Jones. You take the first three movies, because the fourth one was crap. So we take the first three movies. It's pretty well ended at that point. Closure and everything's good, hunky-dory, and we go on our way. Now they call this one the finale. Well, why not make another one? Oh, because Harrison Ford's too old. No, this one gets called the finale because at this point we can now destroy the male hero character and we can insert the feminism agenda and the whole bullshit. And people are just tired of being preached to. They're tired of having that inserted into their stuff. They're tired of an existing hero being bastardized if it's a man, made out to be a complete dick. They don't want to see it. They want to continue to see the continued hero journey, the continued same character that they had seen all along. James Bond is James Bond in every movie. There's slight little variances in, as they considered at one point, one article came out, AIDS has finally caught up with James Bond as he doesn't have sex with 5 women in the movie. That was the article. It's like, well, no, not necessarily. Depends on the story, depends on a lot of things. You have Terminator Dark Fate. You've got the director coming out saying Grace is very feminine and if you're a misogynist, she'll scare the fuck out of you. Well, I'm sorry, but Grace is not very feminine. So the moment you tell me she is, I know you're bullshitting me. Then when you say, if you don't like it, you must be a misogynist and she'll scare the fuck out of you. Well, now you're insulting me before I've even seen the movie. Then you turn around and you destroy what was the lore of the movie so you can change it to basically have the same thing, but now a woman is the hero of and the savior of all mankind. Well, I'm sorry, I just call bullshit on that. I see right through it and I'm not interested in paying to see the movie. Now here we get to another issue. So in that sense, are the movies getting worse? Well, we can't see them all, but we can certainly see these ones that we talk about. If someone makes Resident Evil for $20 million and it makes 40 million, well, that's not a flop. If it costs 40 million and it makes 60 million, it's not a flop. It's not banking millions and hundreds of millions and $1 billion, but it's in profit. And realizing that the moment the movie is made, all that money's been spent on the production of the movie, Everyone involved in the making of the movie has made their money. Just like when you go to work, you go for a job, you turn up, you work your 40 hours, you get paid your $500 or $1,000 or $1,500 or whatever your hourly rate is, you have made your money. When the director films a movie, if his fee is $2 million, he turns up to work, directs his movie, gets his $2 million. He has made his money. The same applies to the actors, the grips, the camera crew, the whole lot. The production of the movie is everyone involved making the money. So the people in the crew, the cast and crew, have made their money. The only question is, will the people who financially backed it make their money back multiple? Well, they will always make their money back because there's licensing for further down the line, whether it's free-to-air TV or streaming services and things like that. They've got merch involved. They've got DVD and Blu-ray sales. And we don't know how long they are looking at a project. They don't necessarily say, I need to have all my money back in 6 months. We don't know what the deal is. But then, even then, because it's such a product that depends on ticket sales, then they can also take out a finance guarantee, as it's known in some circles, which is like insurance for proper sales. So I say I'm going to put on a concert and I need 10,000 tickets to be sold to make my money back on the concert, and I only sell 8,000, but I've taken insurance out. So there's a 2,000 shortfall. I claim on that insurance and the insurance pays me out for the 2,000 ticket shortfall, so I don't lose money. I can guarantee this is going on here. And then the insurance company who pays out, they take an insurance policy in case they had to pay out. So even though it appears a movie's losing money or has been a flop at the cinema, it doesn't mean it's a flop overall. And when you factor in the insurance, then they've at least, the financial backers have at least got their money covered. So are the movies getting worse? Some movies, yes, the ones that we are getting projected and pushed onto us over and over, the bigger the budget movies, they generally are getting worse because they're not the escapism that they once were. They were full of escapism, had no bearing on the real world, and that's why we go. As soon as you start putting real world politics into it, it stops being escapism, so that by that definition, it is worse. That's my definition. Someone else might say, no, they're actually better now because they passed some bullshit feminism test or whatever. So in that person's view, no, the movie's better. But in my view, as a element of escapism, as an entertaining product that I'm willing to spend my money on, no, it's worse. How do I know? Because I'm not willing to spend my money on it. Therefore, it's a worse product and I don't want to buy it. So you have Tom Cruise Maverick, $1 billion. You have Indiana Jones. Oh my goodness, what an absolute flop. So this is a product people didn't want to buy, and Tom Cruise is a product they do want to buy. So Tom Cruise has Mission Impossible coming out. That's another product that people will want to buy. Indiana Jones, people don't want to buy that, what you're trying to sell them. They're not interested. So from that definition, that's why it's flopping. I have, in my case, it would cost me $18.50 to see Indiana Jones. So assuming, let's say, we'll call it $20. I got $20 to drop on an entertainment product. Am I going to see Indiana Jones, or am I going to hold off and see Tom Cruise? Or am I going to spend the $20 and go see a B-grade horror film that I know will have no political agendas in it, because I'm sick to death of political agendas? It'll be an original story, well, as much as horror can be an original story, and it won't be bastardizing a hero. Well, I'm certainly not going to pay to watch my hero get bastardized, so I'll go and watch something else. Or will I spend the $20 and maybe even jump it up to $30 and go and watch the local football team compete somewhere? These are the options that my $20 has when I'm looking at an entertainment product to buy. So why is every movie flopping? Well, not every movie is. The lower the budget, the greater the chance the movie will be a financial positive without needing to claim on the sales insurance. In that case, a 20 or 30 or $40 million budget movie has things in its favor. It won't be a world beater, but if it makes 20 million bucks, everybody involved in that has to be happy, and we can keep churning those things out. This is why we have so many Resident Evils. This is why we have so many Saw movies, because they're cheap to make and they make a profit, but they don't make $500 million profit, but they don't have to because they were so cheap to make. Why are the big budgets flopping? Because no one wants to see them, because they're not escapism anymore and they're full of crap. Bad writing. You cannot have a team write a movie. It doesn't work that way. That's a communist outlook on movie writing. Let's fill the room with 100 authors and they'll pump out the best novel ever. Well, actually, no, they won't. But individually, each of them might be able to put out a really good story on their own if you leave them alone. But when you try to force them all together to come up with a really good story, it's not going to happen. It's not going to work. And with these movies now having big writers' rooms and things and everyone pushing agendas left, right and centre, people don't want to pay to have agendas in their escapism, so they don't pay. And the movie flops. That's why. On that level, they are worse movies, and simultaneously, people aren't interested in them because of that. So yes, to answer your question, Charlie, why are they flopping? Because they're not the escapism that people want, therefore they are worse movies than before, and therefore people are not interested in them. So your answer is both. And when I'm looking at various competing products, some of these things like Indiana Jones, you could put it on free-to-air TV and I won't see it. Gary Halbert, the famous marketer, once said, some of you people with your lame brain ideas, you couldn't even give it away, and yet you want to charge people money for it. And that's my take on the Indiana Jones. People value things differently. If you give me a CD from 50 Cent, I have zero value in his music. I'll throw it in the bin. It has no value to me. But someone might pay $20 for that CD. But to me, it's no value. To me, it's a bin product. To someone else, it's a $20 product.